everyone, welcome back to Cottoverdi. My name's Annette and today is a glorious day in the sunshine and I have got two jobs that I want to get done. The first thing is I would like to cut back my penstemons. I leave the foliage on my penstemons throughout the winter to protect them because otherwise we tend to lose our penstemons in the cold and the wet. So I use their old foliage to protect them and then I cut them back once I feel like our frosts are over, which they are now. So that's the first job. And the second job is I am going to be planting out my sweet peas. Finally, I'm going to be getting those in the ground and hopefully in about a month's time, I'm going to have some gorgeous scented flowers to bring indoors. That's really the reason I grow them. I don't tend to grow them for garden displays because I find them a little bit messy. Anyway, I'm going to take you along as I do it. I'm going to show you how I cut back the penstemons, talk about the penstemons as I'm doing it because I've got some lovely varieties that I really like. And then I am going to tell you which sweet peas I'm grouping together and putting on each obelisk. So let's get that done today. Gosh, it's turning out to be such a lovely day. I'm going to cut back my penstemons now. What I tend to do, because we live in an area where we could lose penstemons over the winter, and in fact I have lost penstemons in the past, is I tend to leave all the foliage on them until I know that the frosts are over, because I feel that the old foliage protects them, but if we leave that old foliage then they become really leggy and droopy, and I think I can always see new shoots at the bottom starting to grow in the spring, and so I need to tackle these penstemons now by cutting back all the old foliage so that the new shoots have a chance to grow. And I'm just going to do that, starting with this one here in this gorgeous bed. Here I've got Tropical Impression, Merlot and a parrot tulip called Amazing Parrot, which I think is stunning. I really like Merlot. In a previous video I asked everyone what they thought of the Black Hero tulip that I've got planted over in this bed here with that combination. I actually think that Merlot would be a really nice colour to have over with that combination rather than Black Hero. I just think there's more burgundy purple to it. It's not as dark and I just think it would go better. Anyway, back to the penstemons. Let me tackle this penstemon. I'll show you what I'm doing. It's a little bit difficult to see with all the tulips, but at the base of the penstemon these are very woody and they would flower if I left them on this year. Like, they're growing really nicely, but at the base there's a whole load of new growth and new shoots, and this is all new this year. So I want to cut back the really woody stems right back to probably there. I'll cut back to a bud. So what will happen by cutting these old stems back is they will flower later. I'm cutting back to kind of where I can see a leaf node. And then, so the new ones are going to flush first, and then I'll get a second flush from the ones that I'm cutting back now. Just going to deadhead that tulip. So I'm only cutting back the old ones. And I know it looks harsh, but it's really worth it. These are my butterfly ranunculus. So they've settled in quite well, and I think I can see a bud forming just there. There's another one over there, another one over there behind the tulips. This is my absolute favourite penstemon. This one is called Stapleford Gem. It is floppy, so what I may do also today is put in a plant support. This is another Stapleford Gem here, and then directly behind it, this one is Husker Red, and I cut that one back already. This one is called Arabesque Apple Blossom. It's the same one as I've got next to Harlow Car. Such a pretty colour. So this is the front garden here, and I'm in the process of growing things up this really ugly fence. But in the front here, I've got two penstemons. So the one closest to me, this one here, that one is garnet, and then there's a really big one further on down here, and that one is called Heavenly Blue. Blue Heavenly? Heavenly Blue, I think. So this is all the new growth here, this stuff here, and this will flower first, and then the bits that I'm cutting back are going to flower later. I think in previous years I've definitely cut it back earlier than this, but we had a horrible spell of really cold, wet weather, and so I just wanted to protect them a little bit longer. This one is Heavenly Blue, and it looks like maybe I did chop this back earlier on this year, because this looks like new foliage. This doesn't look old, and it's about to flower. What I am going to do though is just deadhead my daffodils. They've all gone over. This is the Gallium odoratum that I planted in a previous video, and it's flowering really nicely. This is a phlox called Clouds of Perfume, and it's got really big flowers, and they are very upright and just the most beautiful colour. I really love it. We've got this planted around the bottom of a crabapple tree in the front garden. Around this obelisk here, I'm planting Piggy Sue and Patricia Marilyn, and I think they'll look really nice together. I am putting plant food, just a general purpose fertiliser, in the bottom of each hole. That's all I'm doing, and I'm not separating the seedlings. I'm planting, if 3 germinated, I'm planting all 3. These ones are, I'm planting Rosy Frills and Spring Sunshine Champagne here, and I tend to plant them on the inside just because that way I can water one spot if I need to come out here and water them. So in this one I'm planting Chloranthus, which is an everlasting sweet pea, so it will come back, it's perennial, it'll come back every year. I'm planting Chloranthus and Alyssa, and it's a bit harder to plant these on the inside, so it's not quite such a big obelisk, so I'm going to plant them on the outside. I'm just going to have, you know what, maybe I will plant Chloranthus on the inside. Cosmo! Out of the way. I'm going to plant it on the inside because it's going to be here every year. So So in this bed here, up this rusty obelisk, I'm planting 3 different sweet peas. So the first one I'm planting is called More Scent, which is supposed to have the best scent of all sweet peas. Certainly one of the best scents anyway. And so that's why I've planted it in the bed outside our bedroom. But I'm also planting Bristol Cream, which I think the colour will complement it really nicely. And I'm planting High Society, which to be honest I chose because I love the movie. But it's a gorgeous colour, so I'm looking forward to that. I haven't grown it before. Planting exactly the same on this side, except that I only managed to grow 1 Bristol Cream in this pot here, and I probably am going to have to disturb some alliums, but never mind. It's been such a glorious day. I've really enjoyed being in the garden. It's been really peaceful, just bird song and me pruning things and planting things, and it's been absolutely wonderful. These are idyllic days, aren't they? I'm really looking forward to having all my sweet peas. I'm looking forward to the penstemons blooming. There's so much to look forward to at this time of year. I really hope you've enjoyed this video today, coming along with me whilst I tackled a couple of jobs. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. It really does help me, and thank you for subscribing to all my new subscribers. Welcome. I love having you along for my journey. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.